to start up on the finishing of the landscape part of Jaws Quint model. And this is the back part, a little flimsy because it's got a very thin piece right here that joins it. Now that may or may not break in shipping. If it does, it's easily glued together with super glue. But this is just basically the blue water with a little bit of rope in it. And I do a couple of layers of glue for this. Damn it, if I can get this thing free. I'll be showing you guys a complete model when it gets done. I got to ship this out Monday. Well, maybe I'll ship it out tomorrow. Being Thursday, maybe I'll ship this done today and ship it out tomorrow. I use a cool blue color to go in initially and do water. Then I'll come back in with a sparkly blue over that. So it'll put some sparkle in the water as well. And then dry brush some white caps in here and then paint the rope, because you got a couple of ropes right here leading out. This is the back of the shark. This is where the back of the shark goes. I'm trying to keep this thing from breaking. As of now, I'm using a little less strong, right at the moment, using a little less strong resin at 300 instead of 325. And I'm going to one day, they ran on to 325, so I'm having to use 300, which is a step down. Take a little bit of this, a couple of drops of this pearlescent blue ink, and I will put that in there to put some shine and some little glitter particles in the water. It's not going to pour, I'm going to pour a little bit in. And what this does is this gives it kind of a glitter effect for the water. I mix it up in the cup. Hopefully it will come out nice and smooth. Get the water done. Then I go in and hand paint the ropes in the water. I haven't done the ropes on the top one either. The objective is to have this match as closely as possible. So it'll be darker green on the front and a little bit lighter on the back. So I want to go in with a lighter blue, kind of go in here and instead of being like dark green and choppy and everything on that, put this with a little bit, maybe add a little bit of teal color, which is just wicked philanthropy green. I'm not going to do that right now. All I do is take a detail brush, come in with a little brown, probably use a decay just to make it a little bit darker, because the ropes are going to be dark from being in the water. And everything's got to fall over. And that's where I come in and hand paint. Son of a gun. Stay up here, dadgummit. And you can see the ropes right here. And I come in, hand paint those in. And dry brush that in there so you can get the rope particles, pieces. And they come down this way. And just dry brush over the rope so you can see the detail of the rope, like the coils. And I'm not doing a heavy layering, I'm just doing a light brushing. A little bit right here. On the back side of this, it might be a little bit heavier, but got it cleaned up, and then the rope comes through here. And then on this side, there's another part of the rope. Right here, starts at the end. Obscured by the water, comes around to the side, right here. Now this one gets mailed out to the UK, United Kingdom. There's a customer in the United Kingdom that wanted one of these. So I do that, but there is a slight charge for overseas shipping and handling. That's fairly expensive, so I have to charge about $100 to ship this for weight and everything, because it's 5 pounds. Okay, here we go. I'll start this with a little decking. See how this goes. We're going to spray paint the deck. I'm going to go over it with a little bit of wood coloring. Get in around the water. Layer that up a little bit. I'm not a little bit darker at this point. Get behind the toolbox. Around it. Not all of this is done by airbrush. A lot of it is done by hand. But I get the big portions and stuff and try to get those done by hand. Put that wood texture in there and get that wood texture up. It's not trying to be a flat thing, like a flat color. And get overspray on it is okay, because you can go back over and fix it. Let's model that out. And come down here to the side. The side of the wood as well. And then I will do the front just to be safe and sure. And since the boat is broken, like the hull or the stern and all that's kind of broken, I just do wood on the broken ends and paint that up. And then I've got a little bit of residue here. Make that kind of a dirty brown color. Going through. I primer it in gray. I could pre-primer the mix of resin before I pour it, but usually it's easier to spray primer on it. So, then we'll switch colors to another color here. I'm going to do the sidewall of the orca on the inside, this part right here. And for the water, I kind of mix a little bit of blue colors. I do light and then dark blue, and a little green, like a teal green color, to try to get that a little bit better looking. So far as the water will go, to make it look realistic, like ocean water. And when I sharpen the mess, I need to take a day or two and try to organize everything, but I get orders for these things, and every time I want to do something, start sculpting, I have to stop, fill the order. That's the one going to a guy in the UK, and he ordered it 2 or 3 days ago, and I got to get on it. I give myself about a week on these things, just so I can make sure that I have the right time frame to start and finish. I will make a few of these, like the castings, and then have these castings ready, so if a customer orders, then I can just paint it and put it together and send it off. Now when these get ordered, they will come separate. These pieces like this will be separate from this. I will not put them together and ship it whole. The only thing to be whole will be the shark, Quint, and this comes in two pieces. There's a back piece here that goes on there. And then that is, that's all bubble wrapped and shipped separately, so you can assemble it. Jigsaw puzzle pieces where they fit pretty naturally, so it shouldn't be an issue to put it together. Super glue is basically the primary tool to use to put it together. So now I'm going to go in here and just do this sidewall. I want to do it white, but I'm not sure. There we go. Kind of like a dirty white. Around life jacket. If I overspray, it's okay, because I can go back in there and take a Q-tip and clean it off and do all that. That won't be a problem. If we get these areas sprayed in, and of course, I'll do the top in the white as well. There shouldn't be an issue with it being put together, but sometimes I don't want it to have seams where it shows the gray, primer gray if I can. Now the outside hull is going to be black, because it's going to be the bottom part of the orca. So that will be black to match this. And I'll do that right now. It's going to be a fairly long TikTok video, so I hope you guys will watch it, because you can see these things being done start to finish. I used to do a lot of lives on Facebook, but Facebook decided they were going to deactivate my account for me. They had a outage, and when I signed back in from the outage, it said that my primary and backup account had been deactivated. And I flew to them, showed them my face. I think I was in danger of getting hacked or something, because there's a lot of people that, you know, these girls on Facebook that want to, you know, show off their body parts and stuff, or the ones that are kind of like trying to be my friend. I don't have time for that crap. So I denied them, and I think somehow or another somebody slipped through. I don't know what it is, but they have me run a rigmarole of, let's do a video of your face in these different angles to see if this is really you. I'm like, yes it is. And I'm waiting to see what that appeal process. One got denied, my main one. Had that account since 2007. I believe. And that main account got deactivated. Then I went to my backup, and they were like, "Oh no, this is account integrity." And that's where they're like, "Oh, you can't do this because this account integrity." It's just a bunch of BS. It really is. But anyway, I'm mainly here just to kind of like further my skills and show people the different things that I do. You can see the previous video I had on TikTok where I showed the unboxing of this. I spent a small fortune on acquiring this model on the right. A friend of mine, David Diaz, was the one that asked if I would be interested in taking it over. And I said, sure, and he named the price, and I said, okay, I can do that, and made payments. And paid it off. And then the guy that makes the molds sent me the molds. And he sent me the master copies of it. I made the molds with master copies to use, and some of these are from that. And then he sent me the master molds, and they're a little bit worn out. So I have to remold a couple of them because I made some casting from it, but they're a bit worn out. So I have to remold those as well. And the master copy of this is all one piece. The bottom. And I don't want to ship it out because it's 20 inches long. And it is just too big to ship in a box safely. Go around here and just do a little bit of this on here. Just kind of make this look a little bit better. And then when I get done with this, it gets sealed in a coating, a flat coating. I will seal some of the water and stuff in a gloss coating to make it pop. The shark will get sealed in a gloss and flat coating sealing. So, but you guys ever have any questions or anything about this, what I do? I do a variety of things. I've worked in fiberglass, resin, foam, latex, silicone. Pretty much I've got everything mastered insofar as the materials, except for latex foam. Foam latex, I'm sorry. That's the only material I've not done anything with. It's a little bit too complicated for me to understand mentally. So, you know, eventually I think I may work on it, but I'm primarily resin, silicone, foam, and fiberglass person. I've gotten into latex for doing pin-ups and filling masks and doing blanks and then sculpting some of my stuff and making it, but it's a situation where I want to get out of that and work in other elements too. And so I don't want to restrict myself to having one medium that I work in, and I can diversify myself. So I've learned professionally how to do a lot of this stuff. Now I'm self-taught for most of the stuff I do, but I'll see, here's the orange color I want to use for the floats. And that's where I'll take a brush, paint these by hand, I take these little brushes, take these by hand, and then do these floats. So I do a light orange color on these. Very careful. When you use different kinds of brushes, you have to use thick brushes, thin tip brushes. There's a whole variety of different brushes you use. So I'll just start with base coating this, getting it down just a simple base coat, and then go back in and do a little bit of detailing with another color, which will go on top of here, and it'll not be so orange, it'll be like a yellowish orange color. We'll put orange down first, let that dry, and then take a ochre color and put it on top, and then that way the colors blend. I use Creatix colors, by the way, and Creatix colors are really good for model painting, airbrushing, that type of thing. My favorite paint line is Tim Gore. Tim Gore happens to be a friend of mine. I bought years ago. Bought into a lot of his colors. I bought so many, I make the joke that he owes me rent. As many paint colors as I buy on a regular basis from him. So, Tim Gore's Bloodlines and Lifelines are basically a lot of the colors. Now, some of these are apple barrels from Walmart. Craft paints are cheap, but they have colors that don't quite match. You know, I don't want fluorescent car, detailing paint for the Creatix colors. They have a lot of candy colors, which are really bright, fluorescent type colors. I've been doing this kind of painting for years, so it's been like a little hobby from models and, airplane models and stuff like that I used to do years ago. And then, car models and stuff like that, and then miniature military figures. I was years and years ago when I was like, I used to do the screen model kits in the 80s and 90s. So, people wonder where these talents come from. It's something I've acquired over years of personal use in doing. It's not something that just I pull out of my butt. So these are fun kits to do. I can do them fairly fast because I do spend a number of hours out here on these. I can spend an 8-hour day doing things like this intermediately, But then I'm retired, so, this is all I've got to do to fill my days is make stuff for people. I'm in the service production business, as you could say. I serve other people by making products for them. So, that's what makes me happy, is making other people happy. I'm all about positive influence with stuff, encouraging other people to, follow their dreams and work on stuff, and here to help guide and mentor when I can, any way I can. So, I have a YouTube channel with the same name, Karolina Kiwi Creation, not just my Etsy, but also YouTube. So, you may see some videos I pull down from there and post on TikTok just to you know, kind of cross-promote my talents. You know, I've got a building here in Henderson. You see a couple of videos of me, you know, hair punching and stuff like that, but, you know, the building and everything like that is on YouTube. So, I don't consider myself quote unquote a professional, because the only thing I've done stuff for movies, made the hand puppet for Raccoon, the movie, which I'll do a video on how I do that. And it's very simple. I had the puppets already ready. I just, you know, put the teeth in there and I'm blooding them up, and it's a very simple, easy procedure that I did for the film, and they were using the close-ups in the movie. And the way you could tell the difference between the close-ups, and I'll probably explain that in the video, is the hands. The hands on mine are black, and then the guy that created the original big animatronic for the film, Alan Carnes, his has actual claws in there, so you can tell the difference between the two. I just did the little hand puppets for the film. Plus the back spine scene, the back spine piece and the end scene of the last killing before they killed the raccoon. So, you get a light layer of orange on here, then I'll let it dry, and then go with like an ochre color, and I'll blend in and kind of make the ochre will come over the orange and kind of make it look faded and weathered. Because the orange isn't bad, but, you know, I don't want it to be like one flat color. And then I have to go in and paint all the little pieces of rope. I'll do that with a darker brown because it's in water and it's wet. Go in between and just tap and touch up the rope right there. Like brown rope in between. And a little fine tip brush. And just brush it right in between there, and it covers the rope pretty good. And then I also have to do the side walls of the orca, which I do in a wood color as well. And I dry brush a little bit of brown around there too, and make it look good. And then you gotta do the side walls of the orca here, so I just take a little bit of brown and do a light dry brushing on it. These are the struts. And do the top. Those orange needs to go for the jacket as well. I'll come around here and just take this brush and go up and down on the side here. Same here, you have to get every little piece. That's the good thing about my Asperger's and OCD. I have to have a little bit of, not really OCD, but kind of like a perfection complex, I guess you could say. I have to get everything just right, as best as I can. Doesn't always play out because sometimes impatience gets in the way. On Facebook, I did a lot of lives of working on things and doing stuff, so, you know. It was one of the things I enjoyed because people could see me doing my work and they'd see what the product looked like, you know, being done. Kind of want to do that with TikTok, but you have to have 1,000 followers, and I've just started, so I don't know if that's ever going to happen. But if you guys like what you see and you want to see more, please subscribe or follow me. And I'd be more than happy to share. I'm going to go back with this and do the like that. We'll get that down. We'll go with a little bit bigger brush for that. We'll make this light vest a little bit brighter orange. And then we'll go with the light vest. I'll just take this orange and put it on there. And because of the gray, kind of washes out a little bit, which is okay. Gives it a wet look. And then I have to go over and hand paint these strings, or the straps, the strings here. So I kind of let that go heavy in some places and then light in others. A couple layers of dry brushing. And then let it set up. Might take a little water. Get a little bit of water and wash that out. It's real heavy. And kind of water it down a little bit and just brush it in there. So it doesn't become like a flat one color thing. You have like, you know, bright color in areas and then faded in other areas to kind of make it look weathered. And you don't want to water it down too much because you get it run into your other colors. And you got to be careful about that. You don't want to run in, you don't want to get orange on the deck and have it run in and dry. So then I'll let that dry a little bit. Get the toolbox and just put a base layer on there. Gonna do a red color for that. Let me step over here for a second and get my red craft paint. And it's kind of a bright red color, but I'm not going to do too big a thing. Okay. And get the toolbox. Just kind of dry brush the red on that. I want to add some rust elements, so what I will do is when this gets painted, I will go in and dab brown in some spots or light brush brown on it, just to show a little rust and aging on that as well. Handle get done in silver. I'll get all the way around it. And go down from the bottom and brush up very lightly without getting that on the deck, and get that worked in there. That way I can get it all the way around without messing it up. One thing I don't like doing is having to go over and do overspray fixing. And here we go with the front of it. Like I said, I've been doing these kind of things for many years, so you know, this is something I require the talent of being able to do quickly. Hence why, you know, a lot of my products are like ready to ship or go out almost overnight or within a couple of days, whether it be a latex mask. It takes me about an hour to paint a latex mask. It'll probably take me about 4 hours to do one of these models. But we don't have that kind of time on TikTok. So, you know, I'm going to take this and go back over and do the yellow on the float tube real quick and get that kind of ochre color like a golden sunset ochre color right here. This color right here. So craft paints, and I'll just dry brush those over the top and kind of blend that in. And you see the darker undertones of the orange underneath. When I give it like an ochre color instead of being like a bright fluorescent yellow. So and then when it comes time to spray the water, I put blue painter's tape over this and then spray the water so it doesn't mess it up. And then I have to detail the cans. And the cans are really the hardest part because I don't have one of the Narragansett beer cans to use as reference. I need to go to a friend of mine's and see if, or go to the ABC store or something, see if they've got it and buy one. Just to have, I don't drink beer, so I'm not much, I'm more of a whiskey person. I don't drink beer. I'm a whiskey man. Jack Daniels, that type of thing. I'm kind of like, you know, beer, if I do beer, it's got to be like a flavored ale. You know, I'm not like a regular beer drinker. Budweiser and all that. No, I can't stand it. Just doesn't taste right to me. So if you guys are interested in any of these kits, go to the Etsy store. Karolina Kiwi Creations on Etsy. It's up there. I'm going to have some more photos added to it. I've got a friend of mine, Samuel Dean, who's going to paint up a blank kit that I sold him. I'm not in the habit of selling blanks on these because I've just acquired everything and I don't want to, you know, make a mint off of other people, you know, buying the blanks and whatnot and doing them, you know, and they could do it, but I'd rather do it myself. So here we go in a matter of minutes. We got, let me see if I can bring this on the light. The 3 things down here. Then I'm going to go in the water. We'll let that dry for a little bit. But, like I said, Quint fits right down here. And he also fits in the shark's mouth. So he sits like so. And then the shark, when we get it finished, will sit perpendicular in there. And you can see the shark is fairly large. So, anyway, I'm going to make this a little short one just so you guys can see it. Still got a little bit of work to do. But there we go. I'll go back over and do a little on that as well. But that's just what we're doing today. And we've got the lower jaw with the shark done. Should show you guys that. And that's the lower jaw. And it fits right in there. But I got to fix some of the teeth on this one. And there we go. So that's just a little tiny taste of the scale modeling paint up of the Jaws Quint model. And like I said, if you guys like what you see, go to the Etsy store, order one. I'd be glad to paint one up for you. And we'll see you guys on the next one. Thank you. Now, we'll come over here to the one that we have to finish. I'll do the ropes and the beer cans. Right now I'm just taking a little bit and drawing the ropes very lightly. And they show up. I do a lot of this by hand rather than airbrush because it's easier to do details and such by hand. So you get the light ends of the rope that are in the froth or the water, and just go in lightly with that. They won't be as dark as the ones that are soaked in the water. And then you have the darker ends of the rope here coming in. And just come down, and if I could see it. Very lightly brush over until all those details show up. Line tip brush. The hardest part is the beer cans. This year I go in with like silver, and then I put in yellow and red. I know it's silver with yellow and a red stripe. I still haven't been able to get a can to see what that mist looks like roughly. I have to go in the middle and make sure I get these rope ends in the middle between the floats. And the ends of float. It's painstakingly delicate work sometimes with these to do this. You want to try to get every single detail you can. Like right here on the back, I've got some rope I've got to work on here, and just kind of just take that and just put that brush on there. And just brush and get that rope to show up. And there's a beer can right here, here, and here, and here. 4 cans. So usually these get painted silver, yellow, and then this one gets painted silver, yellow, and red. But then I've got all this rope right here that comes out. And I'm going to make sure that's covered. Now normally it would be a tan color, kind of like this, but when it gets in the water it darkens up, so it becomes a dark brown. And then that rope winds around all over here through the water. Right there. And it crosses itself right here. And it comes right out here because it also picks up on the other piece that we just did. Where it picks up there. As well as right here alongside the shark. Goes through the wave, comes out on the other side of the wave. After the bunny goes in the hole, comes out the other side. Brown eel goes in the hole. Right alongside that can. It goes up here. Right here next to this can. Now you get all the fine details of the rope coming through the water. Hopefully, I'll get it done. I don't think the lighting sometimes is not good in these. There we go. We got that. Now I got to detail some of these with the life jacket. I got to put the straps on that. I'll be done with an orange color, so I just do another. Take the orange color before we pick up here. I dry brush some orange back on the life jacket and get it a little bit more fluorescent. and rub it in. Well, I'm just so busy. I have so many orders. I don't know what to do with myself. Oh my God. I'm over here with the shark doing a little bit of final preparations on this one to get it ready to coat and paint. And I got to remold it. What I did was I have taken the two different kinds of resin. There's a gray colored resin, and then there is a white colored resin. And I've done an experiment where I cast the lower part in white so it shows up all over. And this one has a little bit of defects in it that I have fixed. And then there is a flange part here, which is really no fun to work on. Whatever to do that as well. And that's where that white shows up. And it's kind of accurate to the way it shows up on the shark. So what I have to do is dribble that line down and kind of smooth it out. And for a little bit of flashing, it's a little bit raised above and behind the thing. So I take a little bit of Foxy sculpt, put it in there. So what I do is I try to make this flush to the shark as much as possible. Just by and gently scraping the edge of those flashes. And then there's a defect here in the silicone mold, which I've got to remold both sides. And I'm in the process of doing it now when it warms up. Because cold weather will inhibit the for the time being, I'll just have to throw it away. Let the line go away and throw it back in. What do y'all think I'm smoking? Damn, grandma smoked like crazy. Up, blend it right in. But that's kind of the shark. So that's the top of the shark right there. The head, you see how big it is. And here's the bottom piece that goes into it. I can turn this out. see a little bit. It looks like it's finished. What happens here, this piece goes in here and it slides in here like this when it wants to slide. And it fits. You just glue it in there. I'm going to leave this open like an interlocking piece. It's usually covered. But when I remold it for a photo, it's covered again. But it's supposed to be an interlocking piece. And it's got the silicone flap came off, so I have to dremel it in. Dremel that where that fits. Basically, it just looks like this, where it's open mouth. Now, Quint fits right in here. So let me go get a Quint real quick. And I'll show you how that goes. This Quint is right here. This is one of the great models in there. Put great tin in there. Now Quint will fit right inside the mouth, right here like this. And he's set right there. But he also sets on the back of the teeth in a place. The foot fits right there on the back of the teeth. So you can see by himself, with a little help from super glue, he will sit in the mouth, just like this. So, you see it. Of course, you have to put his arms on there, paint him up. But you kind of see how it goes, right? You're right inside the mouth, so his legs are already in there. Just goes around his butt, like so. And he sits comfortably when I get that fit. And he just sits comfortably in there. I wasn't able to show that before on the other one I was working on. That one got sent to the UK. So I'm doing another one. And it'll be done the same way. And then I got one that if I can get their head and body together proportionally, I'll be sending off to him to do as a blank. I got to show it out and do all this yet because he doesn't have thermal and stuff like that to work with. And then behind that, I have this guy here to do. I've got to make this, put the teeth in this guy. This is Johnny Rotten Zombie, what I call Johnny Walker Dead. I got to put teeth in there. So what I will do with this, I'll move this stuff out of the way. I'll set up my mask stand, and I will start work on this Johnny Rotten Zombie. So when this, we'll come back to this here in a minute, and I'll show you guys about putting teeth in the mask, acrylic teeth in the mask. What I've got right here, these acrylic teeth to put in there. All right. Then we'll start painting. Appreciate it.